Hello, welcome again. Paul here at Samahita. So I was just talking to myself that don't take life seriously. At the same time, though life sort of is this peculiar game that we get involved in, we have to take it with both hands on, sort of seriously, but not seriously. And maybe that's where the distinction between being sincere and being serious. Serious usually lacks a bit of fun, play, light heart, open mind, but sincere cannot be shaken. Sincere will have you sit through this half hour of meditation. Sincere will have you interested in the inner world and what this is about, and looking at life and looking for different, you could say, solutions, angles, what's going on, different opportunities, etc. Serious is just serious, okay? So allow yourself to be sincere and play this game called life, get into it, but just know how it flows and changes, and that you are actually free to let that pass through you. So, part of what's going on at the moment is it's not just an imagination, it's not just imaginary. There is what has been called anyway a pandemic. There is, of course, some people that catch the virus. And I was inspired last Friday from one of our students who actually has it and was asking about practice. And so then I thought, okay, well, a good thing to do this Monday is something that I often recommend to some groups. I have, at least in the past, especially those of you that are teaching and you're interacting with a lot of people, a lot of different energies. But even it's just something I'll do myself personally. So there are a lot of these practices I do personally, pretty much every day, that I don't talk about or share, except I seem to be now. Corona online stuff, bringing it out. And really it's just about being able to sort of have a protective zone around you energetically. And not protective in a, I'm vulnerable way, but in a, my energy is all this more stronger, and that allows for greater interaction, but allows you to keep your center. So the aim now, and we'll just be within the half hour, so be sincere, stick with me for it, okay? We'll go through the quad ratio breath, which I've built up the last couple of weeks. Then we'll get into this, for want of a better term, egg, your own one. And then you get in there, we get in between breaths, right? The meditation, the experience in a way between each breath. Very good. So have yourself a nice seat. A nice seat is it's that point between not too serious and not too collapsed. Something like this. When you're breathing, you need a little bit more uplift through your spine. Maybe when you're working with the egg, you want to keep the same. After that, you could slip a bit if you want. One way to have such a setup is to be, you be on a chair where whenever you need to, you can just lean back into it. Or it could be the same, sitting on the floor, but there's a wall nearby and there's a cushion at the back. You can just lean in when you need to. Okay, anyway, assuming you have settled yourself, excuse me. Now, if you like, you close your eyes, otherwise you just keep your eyes half open, looking down. The most immediate way I recommend in finding the posture is you lift your heart, you pull in around the pubic line area, which is well below your navel. You pull that in, you lift up, you pull that in, you lift up. And then you more or less keep it in below the navel, and then you let everything else relax. Shoulders relax. Chest and heart will relax, all that musculature in the trunk will relax, the abdomen will relax, even your navel will relax, and then even below your navel starts to relax, see? So even what you just pulled in actually starts to relax, but you don't lose the uplift of support on your spine, because that's very deep. Now you check your mouth, jaw, tongue. As we spoke about on Friday, the tongue is relaxed. And we build into the quad ratio. So from a bi ratio to tri ratio to quad ratio. Yeah? Okay. 2, 3, 4. So just jump in on your next exhale. Take a little hold of your pelvic floor, that's all. And now you inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, you pause. Exhale out the nose. 1, 2, 3, pause. Feel good with that. Do it again 2 more times. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, pause. Slowly exhale out the nose. 1, 2, 3, pause. This is a bi 1-1 ratio. Inhale, 1 more through the nose. 1, 2, 3, pause. Exhale out. 1, 2, 3, pause. We're going to make the exhale a bit longer. That's our first jump. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Exhale longer now. 1, 2, 3. You kind of have to use your lower abdomen a little bit. 5, 6, pause. Take an inhale. 1, 2, 3, pause. Start the exhale. 1, 2. So this is bi ratio, but 1, 2 in the ratio. 5, 6. Empty. Pause. 1 more. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale out the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. Now we're going to make a tri ratio. Add in a little pause after the inhale. So inhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. 2, 3. Now longer exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. 1, 2, 3. Longer exhale. 1, 2. So you can see this is tri ratio. So a 1, 1, 2, 5, 6. Exhale. Empty. Pause. Inhale. 1 more. Like this. 1, 2, 3. Pause. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. Now, inhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. 1, 2, 3. Exhale for double. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to follow this exhale into a quad ratio, so there's a pause after the exhale. 6. Pause. 1, 2, 3. So here we are, quad ratio. Let's go forward with these. 1, 2, 3. That's your inhale. Pause. 1, 2, 3. Start the exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 1, 2, 3. 1 more of me counting. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 1, 2, 3. Now without me counting, inhale. Pause. Exhale, double. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale, double. Pause. Inhale through the nose. Pause. Exhale, double. Pause. Inhale, nose. Pause. Exhale, double. Pause. Inhale, nose. Pause. Exhale, double. Pause. Inhale, nose. Pause. Exhale, double. Pause. One more together. Inhale, nose. Pause. Exhale, double. Pause. Now you just let the breath go, meaning no effort. It becomes natural. See your breath. Making no effort to breathe. It just is in its own state. Now, bring your attention to the base of the body while you keep the natural, unforced, uninvolved, actually, breath. Put your attention, not really your imagination, but your attention right down there in your own pelvic floor. To help you, you just contract a little bit. Anus, perineum, genital, that zone. Oh, Ashwini Mudra, a little contraction. You don't have to keep it, but you can just signify where to put your attention. Now, for many, this central channel is blocked. It's not real, doesn't exist, because the energies of our own body are not harmonized, they're out of balance. So we never experience the harmonized, balanced, centered state, which has to come about through regulation, hence the different sets of practices. So it's when the conditions are right, the central channel opens up more. And part of that can even just be putting your attention into it. But at some point for a practitioner along the way, Sushumna, central channel area of nothing really, of space, void, becomes an experience. Just like when the rainwater and the sunlight meet at an appropriate angle and time and place and space, there's a rainbow. So you can be here at the pelvic floor, and then really, though the force of this is not just one straight line, but you kind of play with it as such, see? Within this sort of channel hollow space, up. Though when one fully experiences, there is like zigzag movement. But we are cultivating the central space for now. And rising up from the pelvic floor, up behind the pubic bone, up behind the navel, up through and behind the heart, up through the throat, up through the soft palate, up through, just in near the top of the brain, and then you come back down through the soft palate, through the throat, heart, navel, behind pubis, pelvic floor, back up, pubic, navel, heart, throat, soft palate, up into the brain, and then back down through that ventricle into the soft palate, throat, heart, navel, pubis, pelvic floor, again back up. I'll let you navigate on your own all the way up into the brain, back down. Can you stay in a center clear line? Up, going down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now next up to the roof of the brain, and then you pierce out the crown of your head like a thread coming out. You take that first thread up and out pretty much in front of your nasal line. So you're kind of mirroring the centers in front of the nasal mouth line, in front of the throat, heart, navel, in front of pubis. About 30 to 40 centimeters in front of you. To down below the pelvic floor, and you go back up. So you're kind of getting this loop in. Many of you might have done that before. So up, loop around, up, loop around, up, loop around. Now keep that up looping, and we're going to continue that up looping. Can you stay with it? But as you go up and loop, we're going to turn degrees, right? So it's almost like a second hand moving on a clock. And we go up, loop, and then we moved over about 5 degrees up, loop, moved over about 5 degrees. So continue up, loop, and it's wider than your body, up, loop, up, and you're passing around your shoulder level now. So we've gone 90 degrees, up, loop, threading through, looping out, continuing to revolve. You're reaching close to 180 degrees. That means you're looping behind the back of your spine. Can be quite interesting. Whoa. And then you start to revolve off of there, going past 180 degrees. Up, loop, up, loop, up, loop. Passing the left shoulder. So you're at 270 degrees. Passing there, moving, revolving as you up and loop, coming back to the 0 point or 360, full revolution. And you continue going, but now the speed picks up. Up, loop, revolution quicker. Up, loop, revolution quicker. Hitting the 90, that means your right shoulder. Continue. Hitting the back of the spine, that's 180. Continue. up and still looping. As you loop, you're away from the physical body, you're encasing it, passing the left shoulder, still up and looping. Then again reaching the 0 point. And now we take it in big chunks, so we take actually a 90-degree chunk up the spine, full 90-degree chunk, up through the center, full 90-degree chunk. So that's from my right shoulder to my spine, back of spine, up to my spine, left shoulder, up to my left shoulder, front of body. So now do that a few times. Up, big chunk loops. Start to get a smooth rhythm. Now we're going to take the body, we're going to take that at a full half, but we're going to move it quarters. That means up the spine, but coming from the two shoulders right out in front, back under. Up the spine, from the head to the back, to the right side, back up. Up the spine, back out through the whole back, and up out the left side. So up the spine, out the whole left side. So now repeat that a few times. It's up and it's full half covering. Up, full half cover, up, full half cover, up, full half cover, up, full half cover, up, full half cover. Pick up the revolution speed of that a bit. Stay with it. And then the next time you reach the front loop, bring it right to the top above your head. Paused there. And now feel one full oval egg bubble. The center is open, but you're not moving through it anymore. And now, can you connect with the whole egg? Encasing your entire, in this case physical, but also other subtle forms of your own body. Now let that whole egg spin like on an axis. So an axis point at the base, and you can feel it at the top. Let it spin around you. And now, not touching the center line, you actually move over that egg like you were, say, threading it at different angles. See? So you might go from front to back. You know, it'd be like on a clock going from 7 to 1, and then 3 to 9, and then 10 to 5, and so on. Thread like that. Speed of such threading, it will be at the discretion of your own mental connection. And then you drop all revolutions, and you're just there with this form, energetic form, as you can sense, encasing around the physical body. You're there, you're with it, you're in it. Wonderful. Now your mind, your attention will be quite tuned in, and maybe you can see that your breath now is minimal. Ah in your mouth, tongue is free. It's not doing anything, just free. Ah. You're within the egg. it's almost vibrating. Center open within the egg, you can feel cells throughout your body almost vibrating. Now, do you see your breath? Don't do anything with your breath, just see it. Maybe there's a little inhale, matched by a little exhale. Now spot the point between that inhale and exhale. Don't force anything, don't force yourself to stop. Is it its own pause, its own space? And then the pause, the space, at the same time between the exhale and the inhale. So you're still within this egg, vibrating, vibrant, yet very centered. Now, if you actually try to stop between the breaths, then you undo what you're doing. So the trick here is be at that point between the breath, and then when the natural tiny little inhale happens, let it happen. Be at that point between the inhale and exhale, and then when the natural exhale happens, be at that point between the exhale and the inhale, and so on. If any of it is forced, if you find yourself deliberately stopping, then you are not in this. You're out there, serious in the world. Can you be totally in it and yet do nothing? Can you be between the breaths? There's no competition in it. There's no, oh damn. Just throw any thinking. Just observe. Be. Completely natural and normal to have your breath continue, but that the breath reduces, and you can spot the space, be in the space between the components of breath. For some of you, this egg might be so charged, it's like there's a generator pulsing the pelvic floor through your sacrum, up your spine, egg charged around you, and your full awareness, attention is between the breaths. If you find your breath is a little heavy, a little caught up more with inhale, exhale, it's okay. It'll change different times of the day and different days based on when and what you ate, based on how you slept, based on what was going through your mind earlier, based on even how much physical activity you did. It's not there to be judged, criticized, most maybe assessed, observed, understood. And whatever state it's in, if you just can tune in enough, your breath will reduce. The more you absorb in this, the more the bhavana is experienced. The egg is so powerful, you're so charged inside that you're in the pratyahara, the withdrawal of your sense direction. Can you be between the breaths? Your mind can want to disturb this, throw it away, give up. You're throwing away something valuable, so don't entertain the mind. Instead, take your attention, look at your breath. Feel your own spine. Be aware of the entire egg. Now, if you're so in it and you want to stay there, wonderful. But a little guidance on how to exit will be helpful, which I'll give you now. So the first thing that comes back online is the increased breath. A little bit more in the inhale and the exhale. And when you take that breath, you can feel it almost move up and down the central channel, spinal region, on your mouth. Now this egg that you build around you, actually, personally, I'm always within it, keep it permeable to good human interaction, which include hugs, positivity, care and share, and yet it's got its own sort of windshield effect to nonsense, ridicule, nastiness, and I'd even put that on not just the subtle psychological level, but even down at the physical level. So you can spend a few minutes each day, even just 2 minutes. Might work with some breath, you could build that and have it, it's there, and then go on with another part of practice. Now you're back to a little more involved breath. Have the zone around you. And know that you're strong, you're connected, yet you're an open, living, and loving human being. And that needs to be shared and cared. So have a nice day. See you sometime soon.